that the gas? Or what is that?
That's the loop, that's the igniter. That's what actually gives you your spark. That's probably what's wrong. They get gummed up over time.
So is that battery?
Yep.
Okay.
When I pee, my heart stops working. Just tired.
Is that backfired?
No, that's running. That's how it's supposed to run. So it's called hit and miss. So what's happening is, get these two weights right here, okay?
Uh-huh.
They're pulled in by a spring. So when it fires and it speeds up, those swing out. Well, the mechanical reaction they cause, they push that lever down and that holds the exhaust valve open. So right now it's got no compression. It's just spinning down, spinning down, spinning down, and then when it gets slow enough and those go ahead and pull back in, if you watch, that arm will release. And when it does, the exhaust valve closes. We'll do a cycle, intake, compression, fire, exhaust, and as soon as it speeds back up, it pushes that down again. So that's how it regulates the speed of the engine.
Oh, that's cool.
In other words, if you were to load it down and it was running slow enough, that arm would not drop down and it would start firing every time.
Wow.
Yes.
So that's why it'll run all day. It has a lot of momentum in there.
Yep. So it's got all that stored energy in those flywheels.
So trying to get the let's see, get that over there.
Scooter goes quick.
Wow.
I can take it with it, get run a little bit slower. So if I hold that up, it will start firing every time.
There's no counterbalance for the piston either, is there?
Well, so if you shut this thing down and look at the flywheels,
Uh-huh.
they've got a heavy spot cast into them.
Oh, they do?
That's exactly opposite of that with the crankshaft.
I'm not trying to look at it.
So, hold on. See it right there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that's your counterweight.
That's cool.
But you can see right here, so when this thing fires, these guys right now are pulled in. Now this spring is real light, that's why it's running so slow. So when it fires though, and these things swing out, you can watch what happens. That pushes down, and that's what holds that exhaust valve open.
That's so cool.
Pretty simple.
Does it actually get hot enough to where it needs to be cooled like that, or is that?
If you were running this under a load,
Yeah.
yeah, it would. But running like this, I ran it the other day for like 8 hours. That water was maybe 100 degrees. Because the other thing is that air, when that exhaust valve is open and it's not
cooling it
firing,
off.
it's cooling because it's intake. You know, it's
Yeah.
pulling in and exhausting that air out of the combustion chamber.
And you said right here is where you put the oil.
Yep, that's where you put the oil right there. So as you're running, this drips oil straight down on top of the piston, and also there's a hole in the piston that gets into the connecting rod.
And then the igniter is just, what is it?
So basically, you've got points inside the combustion chamber. Okay, and as this closes those points, now they'll start charging up with, you know, a charge of electricity, and when it snaps back open, those points fire, and that's your ignition source.
Really? How hard is it to get in there to change those?
It's not bad. Just take these 2 bolts out, and the whole igniter pulls out of its assembly.
So they just basically capacitor or something?
Well, it's got a. I'm using a transformer, and just the coils of that transformer, the windings.
Okay.
So when those points close, that's where your energy is storing up.
Right.
And as soon as they snap open, it basically, that field drops, and that's where the energy goes.
That's pretty neat.
They don't build them like they used to.
Thanks for showing.